Hi everyone, this is Kayla from Cards by Kayla, and today I'm going to do a short tutorial on how to make paper bows. There's lots of them out there, but this is the way that I do them. The double bow I found on a YouTube channel called HRH Tiffany, so I'd like to say thank you to her. But the smaller bows, there's lots of different ones, lots of different people doing them, so basically this is the way I prefer to do them for my craft project, so I hope you're going to like. This is a selection of the ones that I've done. So to do this you are going to need obviously cardstock or paper and an envelope punch board. Now this is the one I've bought. There's lots of different versions out there, but they're quite handy and they have a lovely little ruler on the side. They punch the bit that I'm going to use this side and a corner nipper on the other side. This tutorial is very quick and very easy. So to make the smaller bows you need a piece of paper that is 7 1/8 of an inch wide, long, and 1 inch wide. It's quite quick, so you punch at 1.5 inch and at 3.5 inches. Flip it over and punch at 3.5, 1.5, and you flip it over like that, and you're going to punch right there, flip it over again, punch at 1.5 again, pop it over, centre it up on your punch and punch there and punch there. Now I use my little bone folder to give me a bit of a curl, and just give that a little curl like that, so you slowly bend it to form a bow shape, and again there. I then fold these back to create a little bend there, fold that one back to create a little flap there. I prefer to use wet glue on these because I think it bonds the paper better, but it's whatever you choose and whatever you feel is better for you. This is Tombow. This is quite a good one, quite quick, quite easy to use. Got a nice applicator point. Just hold it for a second. Then go to the other side. Repeat the same process. Little dot of glue right there. Fold it up. Hold it for a second. A little bit in the middle. And you just into the centre and hold. If you're impatient like I am, I have these little clips that I pop onto mine. You can pick them up on Amazon, eBay, AliExpress, Joom, anything like that. And you just pop that on there until it's dried. Nice and simple, making sure it's all lined up. There we go. And just put it to one side to dry. Now, the next one we're going to do. Sorry about that, I just realised I hadn't written down that I have a smaller wide version that I wanted to do with you guys. So it's 7 1/8 of an inch by 1.5 inches wide. This one I'll make a small one, the same sort of size as that, but slightly wider like this one. Depends on what you're looking for. So that's the small one, and that's the wider version of it. So we're going to make the wider version. Now it's exactly the same as we did before. You punch at 1.5 inches and at 3.5 inches, you flip it over, punch it 3.5, 1.5, then you flip it that way, punch it at 1.5 there, flip it over again, and 1.5 there. Spin it round. Now it's the wrong side, so let's flip it that way up. Centre it up in the middle, which is the hardest part, I think. Just centering it up there. Give it a punch there. Spin it round. And punch it there. That gives you your tail bits. I think they're quite sweet like that. Once again, we get our bone folder and give that centre section a bit of a roll across there. You can use a pencil. I'm using a bone folder. I've been known to use my pencils, pens, you name it, anything that will help you roll this over to give you that nice shape of the bow. Then we're going to fold that over. Not always that easy, as you can see. Just give it a bit of a fold. Once again, doing the same on the opposite side, giving that a bit of a fold. Let's get my little clip ready. It's slightly larger because I need it a bit deeper this time. Now, oops, a bit of glue in there just to hold that back. Just hold that for a second. Tombow wet glue helps bind the fibres and gives you quite a strong bond, which is why I like using it. It can be a bit sticky though. I don't know if any other people have it. I can be quite messy with Tombow, as you can see. Quite a bit goes everywhere. It does tend to be a bit sticky, but it is very handy. I'm going to fold that in. And fold that side in. Nice and easy. Hold it for a second using your paper clip or whatever clip you want to use. So I've made a right mess here, look, that's it, Tombow everywhere. And leave that to one side to dry. Now, if I move my phone, I don't know if you can see this all here. I'll just bring it over to the centre. I've written this all down for you so you can see the sizes. Just pop that up. You can see, hold on, there we go. I've written all the sizes down for you. So it's small size is 7 1/8 by 1 or 7 1/8 by 1.5. The medium ones are 10 inches by 1 inch. The large is 10 inches by 1.5 inch. And to double those, you need 11.5 by 1 inch and a 4 by 1 inch. But we'll get to that in a minute, which is quite handy. Now, you've seen me do the smaller ones. Now while they're drying, just got Tombow on my hands. So you've got 10 inch by 1 inch. So you're going to punch this one at 2 inches and at 5 inches. Flip it over. That's 5 and 2. I find these quite therapeutic to make, and they use up a lot of my scraps on making these. So I've got all different sizes, but we all have it. I've got a whole scrap basket of paper that I use. I've only just done it out of plain paper because that's what I had in my scrap bin today. But you can use all your patterned papers, anything that matches the project that you're working on, or like me, I just make a bunch up and I've got a lot of scraps together. So I've punched the ends like that. So we punched it 5 inch, 2 inch and 2 inch. So taking our bone folder, we're going to roll this across, form the nice bow shape, and this one, roll it across. Then we're going to fold this back, give it a little pinch, a little dot of glue. My friend, she uses glue dots for this. I tend to just end up with glue dots attached to everything if I do it that way. But she finds it a lot easier to do with glue dots. As I said, it's always your preference, whatever makes life easy for you and what you want to do. Give that a little fold. That's that one. Then into the middle. And give it a little hold there. Just going to grab a clip. Grab a couple. Keep reaching across. There we go. And that's that one done. Let it sit and dry for a minute and then we'll decorate them shortly. Now, just have a massive drink because I'm always thirsty. Sorry about that. Now, for the large bow. Now this is 10 inches by 1.5 inch. So it'll give you a nice solid bow, which is, hold on, which one is it? This, oh no, I didn't have one of those out, obviously. We're going to punch this one again at 2 inches, 5 inches, flip it over, do it at 5 inches, and 2 inches, so you're always opposite. We're going to flip that across like that. We're going to punch again at 2 inch and 2 inch again. So you've flipped it over, find the centre of the ends and punch there, spin that across, punch there, and we've got our little bow shape there. So we're going to bend these corners over. It's quite hard on the inch ones. I sometimes have to do it from both sides, or the 1.5 ones. So the inch ones I can do with one side, but these are going quite well today. What you're doing, you're just loosening up the fibres so that it bends a little. So you're going to fold that across like this. So you're folding it to make the perfect fold, so you're not getting bits and pieces hanging there. A little dot of glue, not what I normally do, just put way too much on and it all squirts out everywhere. Give it a little hold. It takes a couple of seconds just to get a grip. And then I haven't folded that side, and then we fold it, and then I'm going to fold that. Now, when you do these, you can use your blending tool and just colour off the edges and that, like age them slightly, or just give them a little bit of interest. It all depends on the project that you're going to be using them for. These are just going into my box that I have ready to one side for when I do a project. But I felt that maybe you guys would like to see how I make my bows. And seeing as I'm new to YouTube, I'm a bit nervous as well, as you probably tell. This is just something I thought I could share as a first video. So here we go. Just pop that on there. Make sure your centres are meeting. I don't know if you can see that. But you want that line, and add it up across that line, as I say. Just hold it nice and tight with little clips, pegs, whatever you've got handy, or you can sit and just hold them with your fingers. But I like to craft quickly and put things down and get it done. Now, the double bow. Now this was on a tutorial by HRH Tiffany, and it's an amazing tutorial. She's a very clever lady, does some amazing bits and pieces. So you'll find her here on YouTube under the name HRH Tiffany. Very talented lady, as I say. But this is the bow that she did. Now, how she does it, she folds it in the middle. Well, sorry, start again. It's 1.5 inches, 1 inch by 11.5 inches. So this is the one piece that you want. Now you're going to fold it into the middle and then just pinch that one side, line it up. I did have a little line on mine, I can just faintly see it. I've got a little line just in the centre there that marks the centre point for me on there. And what I do, just pop it in, line it up and punch. And then I'll spin it round and punch the same spot directly opposite. So now I've got the centre marked. Then you punch, find the 3 1/4 point and punch it, flip it over, 3 1/4, punch, turn your project round, 3 1/4, flip it over again and punch it 3 1/4. Now this is the bit that I always get wrong. What I'm now going to do is, using my little mark right there, I'm going to line that up right at the end so that line sits directly at the halfway point. I don't know if you can see there. And then I'm going to punch like that, flip it over, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other bit. So I've now got a bit that looks like this. I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to do exactly the same thing at the other end. Punch there, flip that across there and punch again. So I've now got what looks like a row of sausages, quite simply. And I pop that to one side, then I'm going to put this bit, I'm going to punch it at 2 inches, flip it over and punch it again. This is the 4 by 1 inch piece that I said you'd need at the beginning, and we're going to punch it there, spin it round and centre it up, and so now we've got the little tails. Let's move this out of my way because there's getting lots of bits. Now, as you can see, you've got all your little bits here, and I'm going to put them to one side because I use them to make little flowers, and I'll maybe do a tutorial on that at some point. When I grab my bone folder, now on this one you're going to bend it on this piece and on this piece. Roll it round, I'm going to bend it there and there. So now it's curly. Now, it all depends on how you want to do this. I find that I prefer to just fold these back and give myself that angle that I did with the other ones, so they're all perfectly in tune with each other. You don't really want bits being shown from the other bit. I just think it looks neater. But as I say, it's your project. You do it how you want to do it. These are only guidelines. Now, these are going to come into the centre. Now, from my way of doing it, I go put the first bit there, then hold that there, and hold that there. Give it a couple of seconds. I'll put my little bit of glue on the outside so that then folds and holds on this bit, so it just gives it a little bit more strength. You're bonding all together. Then in the centre again, a bit of glue, and we're going to pop that there, pop that to there. Now it gets a bit confusing, you need to hold all these bits together. together like this. Then you're going to put a little dot of glue on your tail bit. I'll just come a little bit further across just to give it a bit more space that it can bond. Then I'm going to hold it all together like this, all on this one bit. Get my little clip and pop it all together. There we go. Easy as that. Now, decorating. It is personal preference. I have a lot of buttons. You'll find a lot of my things have buttons on and sparkles. Today, I'm not really sure what I want to put on there, so what I'm going to go with is my obligatory button jar. I like to pick these up absolutely everywhere that I go, so I'm going to grab a few buttons. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab my little jar of gems. See what I've got in there, that's good. And we'll grab some pearls if we need them. I just think I'm going to have a bit of gem work today because I've not got many sparkly ones left. Now, this is all held now. It's all dried, so I'm going to take my clip off. I'm going to grab a pencil and just make sure my bows are rounded. And I'm going to pop my little shape in the centre. Now that's a bit too the same. I want to go with something that's going to stand out. I'm going to go with the yellow heart. So, let's say I love tombow. So, I'm just going to get a bit of yellow on the bit of glue on the yellow heart. Pop some on the wrong side. Pop it into the centre. Get a little hold. Then we've got a nice big gem there. Lots of in and out in my house. I hear the door going all the time, so not to worry because I'm in my living room. You might even hear my dogs running around, or my chinchillas who will bark at us if they hear us get too noisy. So just going to drop that on there, give it a second to dry, and that's that one. Now, decorating. You can leave these plain, you can decorate them, it's up to you. I, however, just like, oh, I've got a slit, it's going to be stuck on nothing there, should have been paying a bit more attention. Oh, I stuck it to myself, what on earth was going on? And sorry about that. Crafting never seems to go well for me. Oh, give me a second, let's just clear that up. Right. Too much glue on my hands now. So that's that one sitting nice and glued. Now it's done. We're going to move on to these ones. They are all now dried. Now, so I've got my pencil here just to shape up the curl of the bow. Do that. As you do, just put your pencil in, just give it a little round up. I'm pretty sure you don't want to watch me do all these, so I might fast forward through some of it or cut bits out. So depending on what's going on, you might be seeing this or you might not. It all depends. But just give them a little round up just so that they've got that nice bow shape going on. Now, I'm going to put a little dot of glue on these. You don't want too much, just what I did last time where it didn't quite go on. Now, what we're going to do, I think I might have a pink flower on there. I've got glue all over my hands, that's half my problem. I'm having one of those days with the Tombow. As I said, it's quite sticky and gets everywhere. Let's just put that in there, give that a little hold. Actually, while I'm waiting, I'm just going to use my clip and hold that in place. So we're just going to do the other bits now. For this one, I don't fancy having a button on this one, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get one of my little gems and pop it in the centre there. And just centre it up, there we go. Nice little gem in the middle. And this one, I'm going to go with the white button. I might need a bit more glue on there actually. Just going to put a button on. Turn that right way round. Little white button on, hold it there for a second. And I'm using a pickup pencil. I can't find this quite handy. There's lots of different pickup tools that you can use actually. We'll do another video on that at some point. But this one's getting a bit long now and I don't want to be keeping you girls and boys from all your crafting, because I know some people don't like a long video. Drop your gem straight in the middle and that's that one done. Nice and simple. I'll move that to there. I'm also going to do the same on this one now. I've had a couple of minutes to dry now. I'm just going to shape it up. Now this time we've got 2 bows to work with. And I'm one of those, I will faff around with the shape all day long. Now, they're absolutely gorgeous these ones, but I am going to do again the white button and the gem because I quite like that. Ooh, so we're just going to pop that there. A little bit more Tombow on the top. And gem in the middle of that. So now we've got our bows all nicely done and decorated. Oh, let's just stick my finger there. Not move it around too much. And that is quite simply how it looks. Less in the wrong place. Put that down there. Now this one, you can also just drop a little gem straight into the middle of this one. Oops. It's lovely in the centre of these buttons, which is why I quite like these ones. They're from the works. And that is all of our bows. So I'm going to tidy up my desk. I'll be 2 seconds and I'll be back with you. Hi, well I'm back again. And these are the ones that we've just made. Nice and ready to go on your projects. Now, depending on how you want to use these, whether you're going to use these straight away or if you're going to put them away for storage, just depends on what you want to do. It depends on how you actually store them. Now you can just store them like this, ready to go. I, however, like to put on the glue dot ready for it to go. Now I have a really bad trouble with glue dots. I tend to get them absolutely everywhere. But for this sort of thing, I like to have them done, ready, and just popped into a little box like this, which is, as I say, getting a bit empty now. But I have like all different bows, some of them decorated, some of them not. But I keep them in a box, ready for use on my next project. Now I fill it up once my scrap bag gets a little bit, well, my scrap basket gets a little bit too big, as that's what I basically make all these out of. So how I put them away is the larger ones, I'll just turn them over and with my scissors just get, these are my big glue dots. I get these ones from the pound shop, they're quite big. Got nice circular nice size glue dots, and I pop them straight on the back. So when it's time to use them, all I've got to do is remove the paper. On these, let me just do that one as well, because they're going to need that one. So I've got 2 glue dots. So if you can focus on that, put my hand behind it. You see they're quite a big glue dot. Now I'll just pop them right in the centre, ready to be used on my next project. Now for the smaller ones, I have smaller glue dots, and what I do is the same with that. I just grab 2, but on these ones they're quite a distance apart now, they're quite dinky. Let's see, move my hand away. So they're quite tiny, they're about 3 or 4 mil wide. So what I do with these is I put one just that side of the boat. Oh, no, don't see, I told you, me and boat, that glue dots do not mix. One just there. Come on, off you come. And one just the other side. Oh, nice and easy. That's it. Spin it round. Put that on there. Look, just pulled my gem off. Wasn't quite dry yet, so like that. So they're on the back of there. And I do that for all of my little bows before I drop them into the box, ready to be used next time. Now, some of these are made out of paper, some of them are made out of card, but these are all plain ones. As you can see, I've got purple ones. I've used pearls on these as well. So, and they're held on by glue dots, to be quite honest. They come with the pearls, so they're nice and easy to attach. And then I'll just pop them into the box, ready to be used on my next project. So I'd just like to say thank you for joining me on my first YouTube video. I hope to be doing a lot more, so I'll pop these sizes in the description below. Please click like and maybe give me a little follow to see what I'm going to do in future. I do have a blog which I'm going to be restarting, as well as a group that I'm going to be doing on Facebook. I will share more details on my next project. So thanks for joining me. Bye bye.